Hello everyone, welcome back to Waterloo Road Rewind. I do apologise that this upload is a couple of days late. I had every intention of recording all week last week, but it was the start of the week. It was just way too hot. For those of you who live in the UK, you'll know that last week we got up to like something crazy like 34 degrees, which like doesn't happen in the UK, although it's becoming more and more frequent, so maybe it does happen in the UK now. So I just didn't have a lot of energy to do anything. And then come Wednesday, I just started, my throat was just really hurting. And it just got worse and worse across Thursday, Friday, Saturday. Like I missed Friday at work because I just couldn't, I basically couldn't speak. My throat was just so sore. I saw a doctor and spoke to the pharmacist. I don't know what it was. It's probably some viral throat infection. Like I thought maybe it would be strep throat or tonsillitis, and it could have been just not as severe, but it was a horrible couple of days. I didn't eat really, just was just consuming water, and I mean, I could have attempted to do the podcast, but it wouldn't have been good. Anyway, so this is my least favorite episode, certainly of series two. I might comfortably say it's my least favorite of the first 4 or 5 series is. The one next series where they have that guy from New Zealand come is terrible, but it's funny and I quite like it. Whereas this one just makes me cringe. Um, so this episode continues to set up the girls being attacked storyline. Honestly, I always feel like this storyline specifically, it could have gone on a bit longer than it did. I think the issue is because of the way that Series 2 specifically is structured with the 12 episodes, it means that the sort of disjointed, snappy nature of it means that some of the plot threads that I think need more time don't necessarily get it. So, it all ties to Maxine as we know it's her abusive stepdad who's going around, oh, pardon me, and is the one who's attacking all these girls. Um, yeah, I think that more needed to be done. I think it's quite a good way to open the episode, and it sort of adds some threat and some stakes because some stories have come to a close already. Um, Kim's response to it and just her sort of looking out for Celine in general is good. Really fits her character. It's just Kim Campbell through and through. It makes sense. Even the defense classes that she wants to start to help the girls, yep, all makes sense. I kind of wish we saw more from the defense class and that's what the episode of the week kind of formed around. Like if it led to some kind of fight or something and Kim gets caught up in it rather than what the episode actually does. Trying to think of what else. So Maxine, again, she wrote Steph a letter to thank her. She's still scrounging, still trying to get into Steph's good books. I do get that she comes from an abusive household, so she can't come home. She's a bit lost. And Steph gave her a kindness that probably nobody's given her for a long time. Like Lewis is probably exploiting her. I do like Maxine as a character, and she has the most tragic and iconic end of any character on the show, I would argue. So yeah, there's that. Um, yeah, I don't know. I can kind of see where they're going with it, and it's sort of a bit of a slow burn. But again, they tie it into the abusive stepdad plot. It kind of connects up to the girls being attacked plot. And then later on, we see that they go to that clothes factory or whatever, and Stacy steals, and Maxine gets accused of it. And yeah, Max didn't do anything wrong. And then the actor who also plays Earl Kelly is in it, and he is like a drug dealer, and that's all sort of tied together. So, as far as introductory episodes from Maxine goes, it's good, but it is a bit slow. I just want it to pick up the pace a little bit. But again, as I said, I think it's suffering because it's tied so heavily to the attack plot that's currently going on. So it's not the easiest thing to solve. Sorry, we're coming to the back end of hay fever, so I'm still a bit blocked up and stuff. But in the next week or two, it should massively clear up, and the podcast should sound better. So I apologise for my blockedness and all that. Right, so the Andrew and Lorna continues, kind of. It's coming to its end. I hate it so much. Kim and Andrew, to quote to quote my friend who comments on all the videos, and I love it and respect it. Keep it coming, Maureen. This isn't a dig or anything. They are the GOAT, so greatest of all time. They are the end game. So seeing Andrew with what she called seeing Andrew with Lorna is bad. It's like drama does it a lot, and it's a trope that I don't like. It's like I saw quite a good argument of it for a video I was watching the other day. So say any popular TV series was a 90-minute feature film, and there was a romantic tether in it. You know, the last scene of the movie is going to be a kiss or an acknowledgement of feelings or a marriage or, you know, basically a big romantic gesture that ties the two together. Because that's where the movie ends, you can leave it there. But with a TV series, romances need to be dragged out and there needs to be conflict. There needs to be things to keep the audience engaged. But I think that, like, pairing two people that have no chemistry, who are just awkward, and it's a hindrance on the other romance. Like let's say for argument's sake, Kim doesn't come back as head teacher, Andrew doesn't come back in series 4. Like, what we see of Kim and Andrew ends at the end of series 2. They're not on the show again. Like, the series ends with them acknowledging their feelings and going to Rwanda to help students. Like that. That's where their story ends. It works. It's tied off in a neat bow. They acknowledge that they like each other. Bippity boppity boo, off they go. But because that's not what happens, because Kim comes back, and then we see the whole thing with Max Tyler, and then she comes back again, and we see Lyndon King, and then eventually her and Andrew reconnect later in life. It's so unnecessary. And that's what's bothering me most. Like, I don't mind. Well, actually, that's a bit of a stretch. I don't really like Will They, Won't They? But I prefer Will They, Won't They when the other characters have got more interesting stuff going on in the present or other storylines to keep them occupied while the romance, like, sizzles away in the background. So if, say, Andrew's major thing this series or this arc or this part of the series, whatever you want to call it, is him questioning still whether Jack should be the right head teacher after he had his stint, and is he aligning himself with Roger? Stuff like that. I think it's more interesting than just being like, oh yeah, Andrew and Lorna, they can date for a few episodes. Andrew gets cold feet and leaves. That's the better way of handling it, I think. And it just, there's no stake for me because Andrew and Kim end up together. And even if I was watching the show for the first time, that is so clearly where it's going that there's no romantic stake. And also, as far as the Tom, Izzy, and Lorna thing goes, as I've probably said about 100 times by this episode, all 3 of them die. So, what is the point? Like, objectively, what is the point? Like, why? Just why? Like, it just. If like Tom and Izzy walked off into the sunset together, then yeah, sure, there's more legs, but it just. Like, at the end of this series, 2 out of the 3 are dead, and then Tom becomes a much better character because of it, but, like, oh, I just can't cope with it. And then Lorna's like, I want to come off my pills, and Andrew's like, it's not a good idea, and she thinks, oh, my life's complete, I've got my new man, which every time she talks, it makes me wince. It's the dialogue. I mean, I could imagine a character like this person existing and saying all these things. The accent doesn't help, and I don't like it. I don't. And then, which I've been trying to avoid, but I can't. The Tom Stacy storyline, sorry, the Tom Stacy storyline specifically from this episode is my least favorite of the whole show. All right, so objectively, Tom is a good-looking man, especially by series 2. Series 1, I think he's a bit weedy and a bit, like, the hair's bad. Towards the end of series 2 into 3, 4, 5 onwards, you can see that he really comes into his own in many ways. And that by this point, yes, you could you could say he is objectively a good-looking, kind, smart man. He fits those bills. Like, I understand young girls or young women or just women or men, whatever, finding him attractive. Like, I see it more than characters finding Chris attractive later on in the show. So that Stacy texting him, finding his phone number, and being flirty and stuff makes sense. But Tom is kind of an idiot. Tom, even by like, well, I guess it would be tougher in 2006, 7, 2006, 2007. Tom should have just not replied to the text. Tom should have just read the text. Next time you saw Stacy, took her aside and said, "Look, I appreciate your nice words, thank you, but you can't be texting me. I'm a teacher, you're a student. It's not appropriate." I know Janice gets in Stacy's head, but that's how it should have gone. I know that then there wouldn't be a plot, but like, objectively, that's what Tom should have done. Pulled the brake on it, said no, but the fact he texts a few times backwards and forwards, like, it's not appropriate. It just, Tom is better than this. He's better than that. And then, like, Stacy just, like, bulldozes in, invites herself to their house, climbs into Tom's bed, compliments his cooking, and the whole thing. It's just a cringe fest. I turn away when the scene happens that Stacy gets into his bed. It hurts me. And it's weird because, like, I don't know, it's nothing against Stacey as an actress, because it's Holiday Granger, isn't it, who's in Cormoran Strike, she's in Merlin, she's done a lot. She's a very good actress, not in Waterloo Road, but I think that the actress as she is now, or as she is in Cormoran Strike, is objectively, again, an attractive, nice actress. Like, nothing against her. She's talented, she's got all this going for her. It's the scene itself. Like, I get how quickly things can spiral out of control, especially if, like, Tom's not on his game. And, like, Izzy loses the baby thanks to Lorna. It kind of does the reverse of what happened in Series 1. Again, not really touched on it because it's a plot that I don't like. It feels very divisive, and I'm not for it. But it's the whole, like, it's how pushy Stacey is. It's the very cringy song that they play to help remember the homework. And it's just, like, it's just, I think it's the way the character's written. There's just something about Stacey that gives me the shivers, that gives me the ick. I can't quite explain it. It's like Darius. Like, to me, Stacey feels like a very slimy coded character. Please let me know in the comments what you think, because I don't know if I'm alone in this. And I know it's probably weird to compare a young Holiday Granger to John Richardson, but, like, again, no dig at John Richardson either. He's an incredible comic, and as Waterloo Road proves, and I don't care if anyone, like, says against it, I think he did a phenomenal job for his first acting role. Just slimy, just, like, off, like spoilt milk. Like, I don't know, it's just something off-putting. But again, it's not a dig. It's just, I think it is the writing. It's their acting. It's done really well. Like, credit to both actors. It's just, like, unpleasant, and I don't like watching it. It's just, like, it's manipulative, and it's like, I get she's a schoolgirl and she's reading things that aren't there, but it just, the second she gets into the house onwards, it just snowballs out of control. And it's like when Wendy's going to pieces and Darius is like, well, you know, you shouldn't have brought those cupcakes in. I'm not saying Stella's going to blame you, but it's that kind of energy. It's the whole Darius thing. And it shows that the Waterloo Road writers are really good at conveying this kind of character trope. And then, yeah, Tom reacts way too late, and Izzy and not Izzy, Chloe and Mika are put in an awkward position, and will be next episode because Kim will be investigating it, Andrew will be investigating it. Tom could potentially lose his job over this. And like I said, all he really needed to do was just to tell Holiday Granger, look, thank you, but we can't text. It's not appropriate. If you text me again, I'll take your phone off you. Like, that's all that was needed. And Tom should have seen the signs. He should have seen this doe-eyed schoolgirl like going to pieces over him. Like it just, oh, I don't like it. And then we've got a few more episodes of Stacy where she's just kind of an erratic character. I get, isn't it? She's lost her mum, so she's a bit like, because she matchmakes Kim and tries to get Kim with her dad. She steals and blames Maxine for it. And I think again, this is in no way her fault or anyone's fault, but she does become one of the victims of the assault, which makes sense. You want to have characters that are established. It adds more weight. Like, I know that I shouldn't be saying something like that because anyone getting assaulted is a horrendous and horrible experience. But what I mean is, if you have some connection with the character, it impacts it that more than it would if it was just a throwaway. But again, if it happened in real life, it's a horrible thing and it hurts lots of people. So I'm not trying to be insensitive or anything. It's just the way it would be written. Right. I don't want to talk about this episode anymore, to be honest with you. I'm really curious what you will think of this one. It's not good. But yeah, so it's been Waterloo Road Rewind. You've had Ollie. I'll catch you next time. Peace.